welcome to the E-Academy. This is the second episode dedicated to the B-Wave system. We'll show you the process of starting up the controller and connecting it to a mobile device with the B-Wave app installed. We'll be using the SmartHub Plus version. As I mentioned in the previous episode, it features a built-in mobile phone module, which distinguishes it from the basic SmartHub model. We'll also connect to a local area network that has been set up in advance here in our studio. Just to clarify, the LAN setup presented later in this episode simulates the kind of network connection typically found in most apartments or homes today. What's more, all devices will communicate wirelessly using Wi-Fi technology. The smartphone with the B-Wave app installed is also connected to this network. Now let's move on to our hub, which is currently powered off. The first step to switch it on is to remove the bottom cover. Then feed the power supply cable through the opening in the cover. Next, you plug the cable into the socket inside the enclosure and secure it to prevent it from detaching. The brand new device comes with an 18650 rechargeable battery with one pole protected by an insulation strip. When you remove it, the hub should start to boot up. The LED indicator on the front panel of the enclosure lights up to confirm that the device is powered on. Important point. In some cases, the device may not boot up immediately after removing the insulation strip. This can happen if the backup battery is partially or completely discharged. For example, due to prolonged storage. Of course, the device can be started and operated without a backup battery or with a partially charged one. However, in the event of a power outage, the SmartHub will simply shut down. That's why it is best to ensure a stable power supply from both sources, especially during startup and initial configuration. Okay, now, we can connect our SmartHub to the 230 volts AC mains. Let's go back to the LED indicator on the enclosure. It can light up in a few different modes and colors. We'll discuss each of them one by one later in this episode and the next ones. For now, if the indicator turns solid pink, it means the device has created a Wi-Fi access point, and we'll have to connect to it. Our SmartHub is still in its factory settings, which is why it behaves as shown. However, if you ever need to restore the factory settings, you can do it quickly and easily. Just use the push button hidden in this opening in the enclosure, right here. Press and hold for about 10 seconds until the LED indicator lights up in solid white. Then simply wait for it to turn pink. Well, alright, let's return to our mobile device. Now open the list of available Wi-Fi networks and look for the one broadcast by our hub. Its name will start with B-Wave app, followed by a string of digits. How can we be sure the network we see is the right one? We can verify it by checking whether the number at the end of the network name matches the MAC LAN address printed on the label located under the hub cover. Okay, we've confirmed it's the correct network, so we select it and connect. A message indicating there is no access to the internet may appear. Just confirm it to proceed, then exit the network settings and launch the B-Wave app on your smartphone. A screen for adding a new site will appear. The list should show our SmartHub. How can you recognize it? By the MAC LAN address we mentioned before. To proceed, select the site from the list and tap Connect. This will start the process of creating a new site in the app. You can name the site anything you like. In our case, we'll go with SATEL, of course. Then choose one of the suggested icons and click Next to continue. The next step is to create an administrator account. You'll need to enter a username and set a password. After clicking Save, you'll be taken to the site location screen. Here, select the option while using the app. On the next screen, you can configure the communication method. In our case, we'll select Wi-Fi and choose an available local area network. Of course, you should always select the Wi-Fi network available at the SmartHub installation site, the one your smartphone was connected to at the beginning. After selecting the network and entering its password, I click Save to continue. At this point, the access point created before by the SmartHub will shut down. The smartphone should automatically reconnect to the local Wi-Fi network. Now, SmartHub will also connect to the same network as the smartphone in order to communicate with it and the app. In the meantime, the app will display a message indicating the device is being prepared for operation. This process may take up to 1 minute. If everything has been done correctly, the site creation process will end with a successful connection to the site, with a message indicating that there currently are no devices connected to our hub. But don't worry, we'll cover how to add and configure devices in the next episode. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us for more E-Academy episodes. See you next time.